So we're going to be modeling percent. Modeling percent. And basically what that is just comparing it to 100. So modeling percent is just comparing it to 100. Okay, so when we're done, it looks about like this. So we'll, on the left side here, we'll go ahead and demonstrate what a model is. And on the right side here, we'll go ahead and show the proportion for it. So on the left side, we'll do a model. And when we make a model, we're comparing everything to 100. And this down below here, this is the percent. And up on top here, this will be the fraction. The fraction numbers. I'll just abbreviate. All right, so this is our percent over here, and we're going to go, this is the 100 down below. And on the fraction, this will be what we call the part, P-A-R-T, part, and out of the total. Part out of the total. And so for the fraction, for this, on the model part, on the model, this top will be called the part. And over here is the total. The total lines up with 100. And this is our percent number. Down here, this is our percent number. Now, we do have other words. So, for example, on part, this is what we used to call the is number. And the total is the of number. And when we did proportions, we said this is where the is number goes, and this is where the of number goes. Is of percent 100. Is of percent 100. So I'm just going to separate this. This is like our example to help us. Now let's do 3 examples, word problems. And the question is this: what is 5% of 60? Now we know how to do this using a calculator, but let's see if we can model it to illustrate it. Okay, remember 100 goes right here. And this is your percent number, and up here is for the fraction. I'll just abbreviate. Okay, notice we already have 5%, so that goes down there with percent. Let's see, 5%. This would be about 50. So if I go over to, I don't know, let's say just here. It doesn't really matter. It's just an illustration to help us. Here is 5%. Okay, 5% out of 100%. Okay, and we want the of 60, out of 60. Well, 60 is a total. What we don't know is this. We don't know what is 5% of 60. Out of 60, what's 5% of it? Okay, so now this is our model. You can estimate if you want to, but let's just go ahead and set up our proportion now. So to do that, let's see. 100 goes to the bottom. I know the percentage is 5%. 5% out of 100. That goes right there. Our total is 60. We don't know this. Something out of 60 is the same as 5 out of 100. Okay, so what do we do from here? X equals, and you remember the one diagonal of X, whatever is diagonal of X, goes on the bottom. And the other two go on top. That's a times 5. And then you can find your answer from there. If you use a calculator, the answer should be 3. So you notice we have here's our problem, here's the model of it, and now we just set it up. This works for all problems. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this to separate a little bit. Here's the next problem. So 18 is 25% of what number? 18 is 25% of what number? So go ahead and let's make like it's kind of like a number line away. Just a quick way of, there's 100% right there. Remember, the bottom is percent and the top is the fraction. All right, so let's see, what do we have? Oh, we have a percent number, right? 25%. That goes down here. Let's see, this is 50%, so approximately there. $18 is 25% of something. 18 is. 18 is the same thing as 25%. So that number, 18, goes right here. This is the is number. 18 is. You don't know the total. So 18 out of something is the same as 25 out of 100. All right, so now we set up our proportion next to it. So let's see, there's 18 out of something. Is the same as 25 out of 100. So probably the hardest part is figuring out, this fraction right here. Which one goes on the top and the bottom? Remember, this is our is number, and we don't know the of number. Of is the total. So let's see here. We can go ahead and set this up. X equals, so the one diagonal of X is 25. That goes at the bottom. And the other two go on top. 18 and 100. 18 times 100. Times, not decimal point. And then you can calculate that using a calculator. And the answer is 72. Right? 18 out of 72 is the same as 25 out of 100. So let's just separate this a little bit. Okay, this is our last example for reference. And the question is, what percent of 15 is 9? What percent of 15 is 9? All right, now to maybe help you, and you can do this with other problems also, I'm going to rewrite this. And I think it makes more sense to rewrite it like this, What percent is 9 out of 15? What percent is 9 out of 15? This is probably more like it, more of a type of question that you and I would say, but not workbooks. Okay, so I'd go ahead, I'd make my model. So I have a picture in my mind. This is 100%. Remember, the bottom here is percent. The top is fractions, is the fraction. All right, and it wants to know what is 9 out of 15. Okay, so out of 15, 15 is the total. 15 is the total. And we want to know 9 out of 15. Okay, let's see. This is about halfway, 7.5. So let's say this is 9. I'm just guessing. 9 out of 15 is some percent. What percent is it? That's the question. So basically we have this, right? And then 9 out of 15, that's our fraction. Some percent, we don't know. So let's see here. We have x equals, remember the one diagonal of x goes in the bottom. And the other two will go on top. 9 times 100. Okay, now we'll go ahead and use a calculator to find the answer. And if I did this right in my head, the answer is 60. Now we want percent. 60%. And you can tell that looks like about 60%, right? Because 15, sorry, you can't see that. But here's halfway. And so, yeah, that's probably about 60%.